Hello, welcome back to Cracking the Cryptic, and a different rule set than I've seen before today. We'll have a look at this in a moment. Promises to be, well, I don't know. I was going to say quite approachable. I'm not actually sure. Maybe it won't be. It's called Some Sequence by Asadu, and we'll look at it in a moment. Don't forget, you can join our Patreon before the start of July and the new Patreon reward. You can get our apps, which are available, the link under the video, to all of our apps, including genuinely approachable Sudoku apps, the gas puzzles, and we have also Killer Sudoku, relevant to this stuff, and Domino Sudoku, all available on those, amongst many others. Now, also, of course, the links under the video will take you to our merchandise or Sven's SUDOKU Pad and the Discord server, etc. So, a wide variety of things that you can have a look at to do with the channel, but the first link under the video is to this puzzle by Asadu, which I'm taking it is not a version of Asado, which would mean something in slang British English, whereas I think a sadhu is actually a wise man in Hindi, I'm going to guess. Don't know. Let me know what the translation of sadhu is and whether it needs an H in it. And I don't know how this relates to the author's actual name, this pseudonym. But it's a debut on the channel, I know that. It's called Some Sequence, and the rules are these. Normal Sudoku rules apply, so we're putting 1 to 9 in every row, every column, and every 3x3 box. Cages must not repeat digits and must have sequential sums from the smallest to the largest cage. For example, the 3-cell cage has a total 1 larger than the 2-cell cage. Digits joined by a white dot must be consecutive. Digits joined by a black dot must have a ratio of 1 to 2, so they could contain 8 and 4. The normal crop key rules there. And that's the puzzle. Do give it a try on the first link. I am going to reset my clock and start now. So let's get cracking. Well, there's not a lot of given digits, and there's few crop key dots. Let's just observe that these crop key dots are not as helpful as some sequences of 2 black crop key dots, because those 2 digits could be the same. So this could even be a pair of 3, 6 with a repeated digit between those 2. So don't be misled into thinking that's a sequence of 1, 2, 4 or 2, 4, 8. It might be, but it doesn't have to be. Now we've got 2 5-cell cages, a 4, a 3 and a 2. So the maximum value for the 2-cell cage is 17. I suppose if a 5-cell cage can be 15, 14, 13, hang on, what? Oh, it's not a 5-cell cage. This is a 6-cell cage. How is that not obvious? Why does that hexomino look to me a bit like a pentomino? I don't know. Right. Okay, this was made clear in the rules, but not to my brain, which couldn't understand it, because I thought that was a 5-cell cage. There is a 2-cell cage, a 3-cell cage, a 4-cell, a 5-cell, and a 6-cell cage. Okay, and they have an ascending sequence. They have sequential sums from the smallest to the largest. And the maximum size of the smallest is 17. The minimum size of the largest is 21, and I think that determines the whole sequence. So this cage adds up to 17. This cage adds up to 18. This 4-cell cage adds up to 19. This 5-cell cage adds up to 20. And then this cage that I've just filled in adds up to 21. My synesthesia is happy with those colours for some reason. 21 in 6 different digits has to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And we know this because 21 is the 6th triangular number. If you add 1 to 6, you get 21. If you add 1 to 9, you get a super secret number that we may need later in the puzzle, which I will only reveal if we do need it. Now, okay, if that's 17, this has to add to 18. the minimum digits we can put it, or sorry, the maximum digits we can put in are 765, and they do add to 18, so that's what they are. Right, so 6 and 5 are not in these cells, and they must be in these two. And look at this, this is lovely. This cell sees all of the digits in the purple cage. It's either in the same box or the same row as every single digit in that cage. So it can't be any of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 or 6. So that is the 7. I don't think we can pull that trick again for the 5 and 6. So this is an 8-9 pair to make up the rest of box 7. Now, there must be some Sudoku. That is left to be either 3 or 4. Given the 5, 6, 7 triple, the 8-9 pair, and that 1 or 2, this is 3 or 4. And that means this white dot cannot involve a 1 or a 2, and it can't be a 3-4 pair. So this adds up to at least 9 in what we know to be a 20 cage. So the most those three can add up to is 11. 7 actually in this box is quite limited, oops, to those cells. Not quite worth pencil marking, even for me. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, I don't know. Okay, let's think about this white dot. What's on that? I don't know. I know it's not a 1-2 pair because that cell can't be either of them, but then there's a lot of possibilities after that. Oh, I've got this white dot here. That's a winning white dot, especially now. I should have pencil marked that as 6 or 8 at the beginning, but now we know it can't be 5 or 6. Excellent. So that fixes the 9-8 pair. Now, oh, okay, where's 9 in this box? It's quite an interesting question. It can't be in those cells by Sudoku. It can't be in those because of the white dot, because it would have to be with an 8, and that is now impossible. It can't be there because that's looking at an 8-9 pair, so 9 must be in one of these cells. And now it's either here or on a white dot in this box. Well, it can't be on that white dot because that would be 9 and 8 equals 17. Those three would have to add up to 3, impossible. So 9 is in one of those cells and then in one of these. Is that a 9-8 pair? I don't know how to tell. Oh, there's a 7. Look, 7, 7. You cannot put 7 on a black dot, so the 7 in row 7 is done. And again, because you can't put 7 on a black dot, we can rule one of those cells out. It's in one of those two positions. And that is the end of that little thought. Now, 9 is in one of those. 8 can't be there or there. Should I know what's going on? Oh, look, black dot here. Wakey, wakey. That has to be an 8 on the black dot because 9 can't go on the black dot. Right, 4 is not in those cells. It's in one of those two and in one of those two. These are from 1, 2, 3. There is a 4 here. Okay, now the white dot's getting very interesting. There's a 4 in one of those two cells and an 8 there. Now, one of the things I know about white dots is that one side of them is even because they connect two consecutive digits. One is even, one is odd. Now, the even digit on here is therefore either 2 or 6. We've seen it can't be 4 or 8. Now, if it's a 2, that is a 2-3 pair, and they add up to 5. This blue cage adds up to 19. So if that was a 2-3 pair, these two would add up to 14. They couldn't be 6-8. Because that cell can't be either. There's a 6 and an 8 already in this box. So they would have to be 5-9 in that order. So if that's a 2-3 pair, this is exactly what the cage will look like. Now, there is an alternative, unfortunately. The even digit on this could be a 6, but it can't go with a 7. So it would be a 6-5 pair, which would add up to 11, leaving 8 here. And actually, I don't think that will work because you can't repeat a digit in a cage. For this pair to add up to 8 and not use a 6 or a 5 or a 1, there's nothing left, because there are 3 pairs that make up 8. 1 7 ruled out by that 1, 2 6 ruled out by the hypothetical 6 here, and 3 5 ruled out by the equally hypothetical 5. So these digits that we've sketched in have to be right, I think, for this 19 cage to work at all. I'm going with it. I'm pretty sure that deduction is right. And now I think the puzzle's beginning to actually give us a lot. That 3 makes this a 4. We've now forced 9 onto this white dot, so it's a 9-8 pair. Now what's this white dot? It doesn't involve 1, 2, 3, 4 or 5. The minimum it can be is a 6-7 pair, and that is also the maximum it can be, because if it was a 7-8 pair, well, not only would it fall foul of the 8 that I've just put into one of those 2 cells, but these would only add up to 5. As it is, 13, green is a 20 cage. This must be a 1, 2, 4 triple, and that's weird because that 4 rules 4 out of the top one, that 2 rules 2 out of that cell, and this 1 rules 1 out of there. So it's a kind of chocolate teapot useless triple. But we're not done. In fact, I'm going to disambiguate it in a moment, because these 6 cells have 1, 6, 7, 5, 8, 9 in. The top 3 cells in the box must be a 2, 3, 4 triple, and they now look as a triple at that cell, which becomes a 1. And suddenly we've finished, oops, 1 there, 2 above it. We've finished the low digits in the green box. And we are making super progress with this puzzle. That's become a 5 or a 6. These are from 5, 6, 8. We've got a 7 in that pair, which, given the pencil marking we did on 7s earlier, gives us a 7 there. I can do 7 in column 7, just as the 7 in row 7 was determined by a black dot, which can't accommodate a 7, so the 7 in column 7 is determined by a black dot, which can't accommodate a 7. In fact, the black dot can only accommodate a 4 now, which is very discriminatory. And what does that do for this black dot, which can't have 1, 2 or 4? It is a 3, 6 pair, and that must be 3 or 6 as well. And that was what I was speculating at the start, wasn't it? So we've got a 3, 6 pair there. That fixes 5 and 6 in the corner. No song for you. That is 1 or 2. We can place 4 in the row. We've got 1, 2 and 3 to place in box 8 in some distribution. Now 4, 7, 9, 3, 2. 8. I can place 8. It must be there. I'm noticing this 8, 9 pair. Now I've got 1, 5 and 6. That must be a 1. It's a naked single. This is a 6, and that's a 5, and box 4 is complete. Now we can't have 3 and 2 in this pair, so they are 4 and 1. That gives us 2 and 3 in purple. In fact, we can almost finish purple now. Maybe we can. 1 there. Yes, 2 there. 3. Oh no, that still doesn't let me finish purple. It does let me finish row 4 nearly. Okay, lets me finish the 2 and the 3 there. Now, these are 4, 8 and 7. That has to be a 7 by nudity, or nakedness, I should call it really. That gives us a 4 on the black dot, which must go with a 2. That does give us our number in the corner. That's 3 in the corner. That's 3 in the spot. Light losing its religion. That's a 3, 6, 9 triple. 4, 8, 2, 7, 8, 9. People do sometimes ask these days, why are we obsessed with 3s in the corners? And if you don't know the works of REM, I can understand. It would seem like a rather strange thing. But oh, hang on. Something's gone wrong. Why have I written 3, 6, 9 into this group of cells, which are 6, 7, 9? I think, hopefully, let's call it a typo for now. I may have also said the wrong digits, but I think we're okay there, actually. We get the 7 flanked by a 6, 9 pair. 3, 6. That can't be 8, so it's 5 or 9. Oh look, there's a 6 looking at my black dots. This is going very well, so I think we're making good progress now. 5 or 9 there. Let's tidy up the corner marks. When we don't need them, I like to remove them. This is a naked digit because it sees 9 and 8 in the row, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7 in the column. That must be a 5. That's what naked digits means, and why I was referring to nudity earlier. It's just being a bit racy, really. Now, that 5 has sorted out the 9, 5 pair. This is an 8 to make up the column. We've got 1, 4 and 9 to place in row 8. Not done yet. Okay. Still got one white dot to do. Okay, this white dot needs an even digit. You remember that from earlier. And it can't be 2 or 4 in this column. So it is 6 or 8, which will form a virtual pair with that. And means this can't be even. Yeah, I don't know which it is out of those possibilities. So, what am I missing here? Something in column 8? I can't delineate column 8 there. We've got it. 2, 7, 3. I don't know. How is this going to finish? I'm getting a bit confused now. I must be just missing something. There's not a rule. I've basically filled all the cages according to the rule. Okay, let's look at the white dot. If it was a 9, 8 pair, which it would have to be if there was an 8 on it, then we'd have 6, 1, that would be 3. If it was a 6, it can't have a 6 on it because it can't have a 7 and it can't have a 5. Ah, it is a 9, 8 pair. Okay, well that is going to finish the puzzle. 6, 1 and 3 in the column. That's going to finish this box. 4, 9, 4, 1. All the bottom 6 rows are finished. So we've just got the top 3 to do. I was assuming they'd be obvious now, and they're not to me. That's not a 3, so we get 3 there. 8 is looking at the white dot. Right, so we get 9 there. Yes, okay, that's good. 1 in the middle. We can finish row 2. That's 6. And we are just tidying up our remains now. There we go. That's some sequence by SUDOKU. And it's a very good puzzle. That's most enjoyable. Just enough white dots to complete it. I wonder if that puzzle is uniquely solvable. I think immediately, what I'm wondering is if you didn't know the order in which these were 15 to 21, 17 to 21. I'm wondering if it's uniquely solvable. Basically, you would immediately know that was 17 and that was 21, because that's the maximum, that's the minimum. Then you'd know that that was 18 because of the Sudoku. And you'd be left not knowing whether blue or green was 19 or 20. I wonder if the Sudoku has a unique solution if you don't know that. Not sure. It would be interesting to find out. Anyway, thank you very much, as always, for following us. We welcome your presence, we value your company, and we hope to see you again tomorrow. And we'll be back for more Sudoku then. Bye for now.